The reason Washington is getting it wrong is actually more important than the fact that they're getting it wrong. Because if we understand why they're getting it wrong, maybe we can stop it. Because almost every issue that comes up, they make a decision that's different from what we here at Hershey think makes sense. So if you're in Devon County and your values are important to you, and Washington doesn't care about your values, or listen to them, hear them, or care about them, they're going to make different decisions than you. And that's actually what you want out of your government, right? They'll hear what you believe in your heart. So when you go to bed at night, they'll make the decisions you would have made. Is that a good description of how you elect people? And we're all different. Not every county is the same in America, right? Hershey's different than Philadelphia. Even within our state, we have differences. But in aggregate, we should be heard. Washington doesn't hear our values because they have a different ideology. Washington's ideology is that victim mindset, right? We have victims, people who are not doing well, but it's not their fault. In fact, it's the oppressor's fault. And the oppressor is doing things that cause that victim to fall all the time. And so because it's hard to help the victim, and by the way, the victim doesn't want to be a victim. Who wants to be a victim? You want to control your destiny, right? Have agency over your future. But because you can't control it, right, and you're there, instead the federal government, the left woke part of the Democratic Party, is going to push down the oppressor. And that oppressor can be you, me, anybody. Whoever happens to have the upper hand gets pushed down. Now notice, we're not helping the victim come up, we're pushing down the oppressor. This is actually Marxist ideology. And it's being taught in our schools. The basic thought is, we are so irredeemably stained that we must be torn asunder and rebuilt with their toxic ideology. That's the basic message that young people are hearing today. Now, this idea is not new. It's been tried and caused huge human suffering because it doesn't work. But we haven't been loud and vocal in our opposition to these ideas. You're on the cutting edge. The fact that you're here defines that. The reality is, if we don't say what we see, then how are people going to know what we think? But because you can't say what you see without getting canceled, it creates problems. And so they begin to silence us. And then you don't know that other people think what you think. If we can just do that, say what we see, in itself will start the cultural shift back towards understanding what our values are.